My parents told me I couldn't come to my brother's wedding because my cheap clothes would offend his new wife. We need a perfect image, Dad said. So I booked a flight to Tokyo instead. While eating sushi in Ginza, I opened Facebook and froze. There was a video of the bride slapping my mom in the middle of the reception. My parents have always been obsessed with optics. In our house, it wasn't about how you felt. It was about how you looked in the Christmas card photo. My brother Julian was the golden child of this illusion. He's a high-level corporate lawyer who married into old money. His fiancée Clara looked like she stepped out of a high-fashion magazine and had the personality of a paper cut. 2 weeks before the wedding, my dad called me into his office. Leo, he said, not looking up from his desk. We've been discussing the seating chart and the photos. Okay, I said. I was wearing my favorite worn-in hoodie and jeans. I'm a freelance software dev. I'm comfortable, not broke. Dad finally looked at me, his eyes cold. Clara's family is refined. They expect a certain level of prestige. Your aesthetic doesn't exactly scream success. I laughed, thinking it was a joke. You want me to rent a better tux? No, he said, his voice dropping an octave. We want you to stay home. We told Clara's parents you're overseas on a high-stakes business contract. It preserves the image. The air left the room. My own father was ghosting me from my brother's wedding because my cheap clothes might ruin the vibe. Does Julian know? I asked, my voice shaking. It was Julian's idea, Mom said, walking in. She didn't even look guilty. He needs this marriage to go perfectly. Don't be selfish, Leo. Just stay out of the way for once. I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I felt something inside me just click shut. Fine, I said. Message received. I had $5,000 saved for a rainy day. Instead of staying home and rotting, I booked a first-class ticket to Tokyo. If I was going to be overseas, I was going to do it right. On the day of the wedding, I was sitting at a high-end sushi bar in Ginza. I was wearing a simple, high-quality black linen shirt I bought in Shibuya. I looked better than I ever had in my life. I felt a strange sense of peace. The cheap sun was 10,000 miles away, eating $300 sushi while they played pretend in a ballroom. Then I opened Facebook. I expected to see a curated, filtered photo of the perfect family. Instead, a video was trending in our local community group. It was posted by one of the bridesmaids. The caption read, "Wedding of the year turns into a crime scene." I pressed play. The setting was gorgeous. White roses everywhere. The perfect image my father craved. In the center of the dance floor, my mother was talking to Clara. You couldn't hear the words, but my mom reached out to touch the lace on Clara's sleeve, probably checking if it was as expensive as the label claimed. Clara snapped. She pulled her arm back like my mother had the plague. Then, in front of 300 people, Clara leaned in, screamed something that made the cameraman gasp, and delivered a bone-chilling slap across my mother's face. The sound echoed through the silent ballroom. Crack. My mother stumbled back, clutching her cheek, her perfect curls scattering across the floor. The camera panned to my father. He didn't jump in. He didn't defend his wife. He looked at the guests. He was checking to see who was filming. He was still trying to save the image while his wife was sobbing on the floor. Then, the old money father of the bride stepped up. He didn't help my mom either. He pointed at my brother and shouted, "I told you your family was low-class trash. Get out, all of you!" The video ended with Julian standing there, looking like a shattered glass statue, while his new bride was being held back by security, screaming that my mother had ruined the lace. I sat in that quiet Tokyo restaurant, my chopsticks hovering over a piece of fatty tuna. I felt a surge of heat in my chest. It wasn't anger. It wasn't even pity. It was pure, cold satisfaction. My phone started vibrating. It was a text from my dad. "Leo, where are you? We need you. There's been a misunderstanding. We need to put out a statement. We need family together." I looked at the screen. I thought about the cheap son who wasn't good enough for the photos. I took a photo of my view, the glittering lights of the Tokyo skyline, my world-class meal, and my relaxed, unrefined reflection in the window. I replied with one sentence. "Sorry, I can't come to the phone right now. I'm currently maintaining my high-stakes business contract overseas." I blocked all of them. Then I ordered another round of sake. The image was finally perfect.